What's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and this Saturday, Dustin Poirier will have his final fight against Holloway for the third time for the BMF title. And today, I want to give you guys my predictions for every fight on the main card. And I'm just gonna give you a quick breakdown and what I think is gonna happen. And this time, we're gonna start from the main event, moving downwards on the card all the way to the first fight on the main card. But we're gonna start with Dustin Poirier versus Holloway. And I think that Dustin Poirier is going to win this fight. I feel like Dustin Poirier, he's in the best shape of his life. He's even talked about on the weigh-in show that he could have made featherweight. He had a very smooth weight cut. He looks great. He looks like he's taking this serious. I know a lot of people are saying, well, how's he going to be, he's retiring, so he's not going to be as sharp mentally as Holloway because Holloway knows that he's going to keep fighting. But I actually disagree. I feel like knowing that it's his last fight, he's going to be more willing to leave it all out there and really go for the win no matter what, and go out really on his shield if he's going to lose this fight. I feel like he is going to give it his all. I feel like he's prepared to do that. Also, this is like his moment. This is his retirement. He wants to retire as the BMF. That's something that Dustin Poirier is known as, but he's never actually held that belt. So I'm sure he's going to be, really sharp mentally, just like Holloway will be. But another thing I wanted to mention and why I'm picking Poirier is that Dustin Poirier already knows how to beat Holloway. He's been in there with him twice, and he's won both times. He knows how to hurt Holloway. He knows how to stop Holloway's momentum. He knows what Max does well. He actually predicted that Holloway was going to be Justin Gaethje because he understands Holloway's game. And sure, you could say that, Holloway lost the first two fights because it was on short notice. But it was on short notice for Dustin Poirier too, and he still won the fight. A lot of people talk about the short notice for the guy who's stepping up, but also sometimes you gotta consider the guy who's taking the change in opponent on short notice, and Dustin Poirier did that, and he was able to successfully adapt and figure out a way to still beat Holloway even though it was on short notice. And one thing I also want to mention is I feel like Dustin Poirier's finishing ability has gone a lot cleaner, and his punches and his boxing has improved. I feel like his accuracy and his shot selection has gotten a lot better. Take a look at this finishing sequence before he fought Holloway the second time. Dustin is throwing a whole bunch of shots, but he's not quite finding a clean shot to really put Gaethje down. He's still swaying crazy. He's just throwing a whole bunch of crazy shots. Here he clips him clean and he TKOs him. And then here, look, against Eddie Alvarez, again, the same thing. He was just swarm him, throwing a whole bunch of shots, not able to find a really clean strike that can really put him down or landing, anywhere that's a soft spot like the chin or the temple. He's just throwing a whole bunch of shots, right? It's not really the most accurate. A lot of it is landing on Alvarez's guard. But then, we're going to move on to his later finishes after he fought Holloway the second time, and you're going to notice a clear difference in his finishing ability. Here still, this clip is very long, but he finally drops him. But now let's look at how he did against Conor McGregor first. So here, Dustin senses that he has McGregor hurt, and he starts he doesn't throw as many shots, but notice he's landing quite a bit of them. Here he pauses, he lands a big shot, misses a few. He pauses again, starts to position himself, and then he lands a massive right hook and ends the fight. And now let's take a look against BSD. Now, BSD is a lot more aggressive, so Dustin is able to really put him away quickly, but still, he is still able to find his shots in the chaos, and he is picking his shots a lot better than the 30, 40 punch combinations he needed to put away Justin Gaethje and Eddie Alvarez, and I think his boxing is going to look sharper than ever, sharper than it was in the second Holloway fight, and I feel like Holloway is going to feel that. I feel like Holloway is still pretty hittable. He doesn't really defend himself in terms of blocking punches that come from his left side, because he keeps his left hand down, and whenever he sees punches coming, he kind of extends his lead hand out, and he doesn't protect his chin at all. And I feel like that right hook is going to be there for Dustin Poirier to take advantage of again. I don't think Max Holloway is gonna be able to hurt Dustin Poirier like he was against Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje is a lot more chinnier than Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier doesn't really get rocked too often. He does take quite a bit of damage, but he does know how to defend himself a lot better than Justin Gaethje, and he has a much better chin. He did get knocked out against Justin Gaethje in 2023, but if you look at his fight against BSD, he wasn't getting rocked. Against Islam, he wasn't getting rocked. Against Chandler, he was getting clipped, but he wasn't like on wobbly legs. Against Oliveira, he wasn't on wobbly legs at all. Even against Conor McGregor, he wasn't getting rocked. Like, Dustin Poirier is a very solid and durable fighter, and now he's in the best shape of his life. He's taking some healthy amount of time off. So, same with Max Holloway. I don't think Max Holloway is going to be like super chinny, but he was getting rocked at will in the second fight, and I think that cannot be overlooked. Even if it was on short notice, I mean, your chin is supposed to be universal. It doesn't matter if you put X amount of weight on. You're still moving up a weight class. You should be more durable regardless. So I feel like Dustin Poirier is going to be able to hurt Max because he was clipping Max Holloway in the right spots. He was touching him on the chin every single time. And Max Holloway just had no answer for that. He wasn't keeping his guard up. He was always in a position to get hit clean by Dustin Poirier. And I think he might be a bit more defensive, but those openings are still going to be there for Dustin. And I could see Max winning moments of the rounds, like maybe the majority, but then Dustin will come back and clip him with something big and hurt him. And I think he is actually going to stop Max Holloway in this one. I think it's going to happen in round 4. He's going to TKO Max Holloway. I think he's going to drop him in round 2. I think Max Holloway might win the first round, but in the second round, I think Dustin's going to drop him. And in round 3, Max Holloway is going to start to come back, but he's still going to get hurt here and there. And in round 4, Dustin Poirier is going to hurt him real bad, and he's going to finish him, and he's going to retire with the BMF title. That's my prediction. Hopefully Dustin Poirier wins. I'm a big Dustin Poirier fan, but Max Holloway is a great guy too. But I think that Dustin Poirier is going to get it done. But in the co-main event, we got Paulo Costa taking on Roman Kopylov, and I think Kopylov is going to get it done. I think Costa's done. I feel like he's a PFL fighter, and I feel like he's been a PFL fighter ever since he lost to Marvin Vettori in a striking battle. And I just feel like Kopylov is faster, hungrier, better, and I think he's just going to piece up Paulo Costa. And Costa's talking about Khamzat Chimaev, but he's nowhere near that. I mean, Costa's like a fight away from getting out the rankings, and I think with a loss here, he'll actually be out the rankings, and at this point, he should be cut from the UFC. I don't think he's UFC level at all, and I think Kopylov is going to show that on Saturday. Then we got Kevin Holland taking on Daniel Rodriguez, and I'm going to go with Kevin Holland by submission in this one. I feel like he actually looked really good. He looks really good in the welterweight division. He looked great against Vicente Luque and Gunnar Nelson, and I think he's going to use his grappling to get it done here, where he has a clear advantage, in my opinion. D-Rod was getting out-grappled by, like, Neil Magny not too long ago, and I feel like Kevin Holland can do something similar. He might be able to hurt him on the feet, too, because he's got a lot of power in that weight class, but I don't see Kevin Holland losing this at all, but I think he's going to get a submission in the first round. Then we've got Danny Ige taking on Patricio Pitbull, and I actually think that Danny Ige is going to win this one. He has looked a lot better in his recent fights, and I feel like Pitbull is just out of his prime. I don't think he's the same guy that we saw dominating Bellator. I felt like he should have came like earlier because he's like 38 or 39 years old. And Dan Ige is very sound everywhere. He's been getting better. Like I said, like he looked great against Sean Woodson. He even looked good against Lerone Murphy. That was a really close and competitive fight. He could have potentially won that. He looked good against Diego Lopez as well. I mean, Dan Ige really is like a really high level fighter. It's just there are some guys who are just on a different level, and I don't think Pitbull is at that different level to beat a guy like Dan Ige. So I'm going to go with Dan Ige getting this done by a 29-28 decision victory. Then we got Michael Johnson taking on Daniel Zellhuber, and I have a feeling that Michael Johnson is going to win this one. I was going to pick Daniel Zellhuber originally, but I don't know. Michael Johnson is just one of those guys you really don't know. This is he's really like a roll the dice type of fighter. You don't know what you're going to get, but I have a feeling he's going to win this one, so I'm going to go with him in a second round knockout. like, I feel like Saul Huber is there to be hit. Like, he got clipped a lot against Esteban Ribovics. But, like, yeah, Michael Johnson is still fast. He seems like he's got some venomous intent. In this one, it's a heated build-up. They've been talking, back and forth, trash-talking, and they were getting heated at the press conference too. And I don't know, I feel like this is a fight that Michael Johnson can win. He seems like he's hungry to, shut this kid up. And I think he's going to get it done by second round KO. But those are my predictions for UFC 318. Let me know your predictions down below. Do you think Dustin Poirier will rise and defeat Max Holloway again? Or do you think Max Holloway can finally get it back in blood? But thank you guys for watching. God bless. Make sure to like and subscribe and tune in tomorrow for my recap of UFC 318.